All right, we're back. Welcome back to the good old boys. It's just me this week, solo cast. We're just gonna dive right into it. My partner's not here today. It's cool. So today we're gonna talk about because tomorrow, or I guess when you guys are listening to this, it'll be the day of the Super Bowl Sunday. We got the Chiefs and the Eagles. Now, Chiefs definitely taking the spot, in my opinion, but this NFL, this alleged script, if you guys saw this, was an alleged script released or leaked by somebody that I saw on Twitter that had the Chiefs up, I believe, in the first half, and then the Eagles taking it over. I believe the score was 35-37 or 38, so it was like real close in between each other. I don't believe it, but we also have talked about how the NFL likes to script their games. I've watched a couple of other videos, one with Julian Edelman, where they were trying to make it seem like he was admitting to the scripting of the NFL, but the way I saw it was he was being a little sarcastic. But, I mean, who knows? We know that the NFL is just a money machine. They're not here to help the players, protect anybody. It's all about money, entertainment industry anyway. But yeah, I think the script is bullshit. I don't really trust it that much. Everybody wants the Chiefs to lose anyway. Don't know why, but who knows, man. I think we'll get into it. I think it'll be a pretty good game, but if we're up by 10, I believe in the first quarter or the first half, I might be led astray because that means that the script was legit, which would really hurt my heart, and I'll just turn off the game. But, I mean, either way, it's going to be a great game. We got the best quarterback in the NFL, Patty Mahomes. Jalen Hurts, who he's going up against, is also a good quarterback, but he just doesn't have the game IQ and the actual skill that Mahomes has. That's what I believe. Battle me in the comments if you want. I don't really care. I'm not going to respond anyway. Yeah. So Super Bowl. Let me know, guys, what you think. Who you guys got winning the Super Bowl this year? Because I definitely got the Chiefs ahead of everybody. I know I got a few Eagles fans, buddies, but I mean, I'm not going to ask them. Being an Eagles fan is gay. But yeah, I think the Chiefs will take it over. There's just too much riding on this, and I don't think they're gonna give it up that easy. So we'll go on to the next thing. The FBI is still raiding politicians' houses for some reason. There's more documents being found. They found documents in Pence's house. I don't understand this. Where is that? Why are they going through all of these different? They're going after Trump, but then they're going after Biden too. So I can't sit here and say it's all just to go against Trump, but it's just real weird that all of a sudden now they're so worried about these documents that probably never would have been found. I don't believe, say this was 10 years ago. If this happened 10 years ago, nobody would have cared about these documents, but who am I to say? I don't really know. But don't let it distract you guys from the real things going on in the world, because remember, everything you see on the news is a distraction. There's always something bigger going on behind it. Just like this China balloon. This China balloon, allegedly from China. China claims it's theirs. Guy like me, blue collar guy from the Midwest, I'm not buying it. I don't buy it for one fucking second. There's no way these Chinese are just sending over balloons and it just went off course and we didn't see it. Makes no sense. If we could find out when a missile is being launched coming to America before it gets here, how could we not figure out, what this balloon is? Or how did we just let it float all the way across America? Doesn't make sense. Um, I honestly think it's really just a political thing. Oh yeah, there was the one today, Saturday. They shot down Canada in Canada. Trudeau and Biden both agreed to shoot down some UAE over Canada today. Ew. But we all know we all know Trudeau's a fucking cuck anyway. Probably the world's worst leader for a first world country possible that I could think of. I mean, the dude's probably, not saying for sure, but probably the son of Fidel Castro. But I mean, that's another story. He's done blackface multiple times, but he's a great guy. You know, don't just forget about that. It was a joke the first 5 times he did it. You know, they won't find any more pictures like they keep finding. You know, you can do blackface 5 times and pull out of it. You're good. You can run a country. It's perfectly fine. Like there should be no repercussions for blackface. I mean, come on. What are we doing? He's running a country, man. You can't hold that against him. It was just a little party joke. It was a little trick. He was just showing people. He's the Canadian magician, bro. Showing up to parties and he's not the same color he was before. That's perfectly fine. It makes no sense why anybody. I don't know. I'm a Canada fan. Canada over China, but who knows? But I just think I don't even understand why does Canada not have fighter jets? I mean, that would make sense. I feel like Canada is just like one of the pussiest states countries over here, but do they not have fighter jets? They needed our fighter jets to shoot down something over their airspace. I mean, come on, man. Why is everybody coming to America for help? Why? You all hate us, but you need our help. It's a little ironic, but we can get into that another time. But yeah, back to Pence. I mean, I guess what I read is that they searched his house in Indiana. They found new classified documents, and I didn't get too much farther into it because I'm done with all the politician bullshit, but they got some new document. I'm sure we'll find out soon. You know what or maybe not because it's classified, so maybe we won't find out. But I think they're getting down to what they want. They're getting everything completed now. They're just working down the line, man. Trying to ruin everything for us. Here you go, Edgar. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that it's all really just a distraction. Everybody just needs to pay attention. When every time you see something big in the news, like any of these balloons or these FBI, finding new documents at an old president or vice president's house, do your research and see what's really going on in the world that day, because more likely than not, it's a cover up for something bigger that's going on that they're just not out here. They're just not televising. They're not putting out in the news. You could find it probably on the internet, but it's not going to be on your TV. So definitely do your guys' research before you believe everything. I probably just sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist at this point, but it is what it is. I believe last week or sometime earlier this week, there was an earthquake in Turkey, killing about more than 20,000 people. Yeah. It's one of the largest earthquakes, I think, over there. It was like a 7.8 on the Richter scale. You know about the Richter scale? It's the scale. It's like the autism spectrum, but it's not like, yeah. So it's like the higher up you are, yeah. It's like an F5 tornado. Yeah, I should have used tornado terms. We're Midwesterners. But yeah, 7.5 or 7.8 on the Richter scale. And apparently people are pretty pissed off over there in Turkey, because I was reading that the same thing happened, I believe, late 90s, I think it was late 90s. maybe early 2000s, they had a really devastating earthquake that was similar to this one. And the then elected president, I believe, kind of ran on like how they weren't going to let it happen again, and they'll be more prepared, blah blah blah. And now people in Turkey are very upset that the Turkish government actually seems to not be more prepared, and they say they are, but apparently they're not. Like, they just don't have the infrastructure to take care of this problem. And I mean, they've had like 20 something years. It is fucked up. You know, I hope all those people are okay, make it out. But the government should have taken more precautionary steps to get this one over, be more prepared. So hope all these Turkish people are good. Hope you guys make it out. I love turkey. It makes me tired on Thanksgiving. So I don't want to see anything happen. I went to the gun range the other day. Got I know this is a pro-America podcast, so we're all guns here. Not all about guns, but we're about guns here. And got my new AR ready. I like to call that an American rifle. Some people call it assault rifle. It doesn't mean either one of those things for the people that don't know. But so my American rifle, I took it out to the range, got her oiled up, and she was ready to go. Got her sighted in, and makes me just reminisce on why America is so great. And I know everybody hates it, and it's probably just my half-white privilege that I even get to talk about this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever. But there's just something nice. Like, and this is why I think that something that happened, like when COVID broke out in Australia and all this, nothing like what happened in Australia will not happen to Americans, because there's just, everybody has guns here. Like, there's more guns in America than there are people. So you got to think the government is not going to come door to door trying to take your shit or take your guns. It'll never happen. There's no possible way. Nobody's going to just hand over their guns to the government and be like, yeah, you're right. I don't need this. Thank you for helping me. I'm so glad you're here to tell me what I need and I don't need. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we're great. I feel bad for all the countries that don't actually get to have any guns. That kind of sucks. Granted, we have a high rate of gun violence here in the States, but I mean, that's not everybody. That's such a small percentage of gun owners, and people don't even understand that. But what can you do, man? They want to get rid of all these ARs, which, I mean, good luck. I mean, have fun trying. I can guarantee you anybody that's got one's not giving it up. So you guys can keep working on that one for the next couple 100 years, see how long it takes you to get it over. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think probably do need, I wouldn't say it's a bad idea to, like, if you buy a gun, that you should have to get some type of training to use it. I would say that's not a bad idea, even if it seems unpatriotic to make somebody. I mean, I think if you're gonna buy a gun, you should learn how to use it. So I think they should either give you a course, or like make you take a course when you buy a gun, and then they give it to you once you complete it. Something like that. I mean, I'm sure that might help curb some of the violence. But what do I know? I'm not here to tell people how to live their lives. I'm just here to make America great again. That's all I care about. As long as America doesn't go down this shithole path we're on the way to. Because they almost got me back in high school. They almost brought me to the other side. It almost happened. I felt myself getting close, real close a few times, and got back to the good side. So, you know, there's just so much going on. I know I'm tired of hearing about everything. I know people have to be tired of fighting by now. Like, everybody's been fighting since 2016. It's been almost 7 years. It's been 7 years now. Like, why do we have to? Can we just be cool? Can't everybody just be cool now? Like, I don't have a problem with you. Like, I don't know. Your problem is that I'm either a man or I don't know, something. There's something along those lines. And if you're a person, you're a person. That's cool. If you're cool to me, I'll be cool to you. That's all I want. I don't know what's so hard about this. I don't even know why we should even have, like, I'm not just meeting a new person and going like, hey, did you vote for Trump? If not, you're a piece of shit. Like, that's not how it works. I could care less what your political views are. In fact, don't even tell me. If I'm trying to be civil with you, have a conversation, like, that should not be the first thing out of your mouth. It shouldn't be like I have an aunt, a great aunt. She's a, how do you say this? Lesbian. And so her wife, girlfriend, something, I don't know, live-in roommate at that age, I don't know. And they her wife's that's like the first question she asks anybody new that she meets is, what are your political views? It's like the first thing. Like, she met my stepdad for the first time and my mom for the first time, and that was the first thing she asked both of them was, what are your political views? Just like that. Like, didn't ask, like, did you vote for, like, just said, hi, how are you, blah, blah, blah. They're eating dinner and just go, so what are your guys' political views? Like, come on. I know you don't really know them, but they flew from Missouri. I mean, you got to have somewhat of an idea what their political views are, right? I mean, she's not, yeah, man, it's not important. Everybody just needs to be cool with everybody, regardless of your I mean, maybe we'll hold on that one, because I mean, if I find out someone was a pedophile in the past, I ain't gonna be cool with them anymore. But, you know, other than that, like, just be cool to anybody until they give you a reason not to. It's not that hard. I mean, if you're not looking for problems to start an argument, we're great. We can kick it off. We can hang out. We'd probably be best friends at some point. I don't know. But it's just all the fighting. I can't do it anymore. I deleted Twitter because that was annoying. Tired of seeing all that. Tired of starting. My algorithm is fucked on Instagram. It is fucked. My algorithm is just fucked, dude. All I get, I find a few Trump videos funny, and now all I get is just, which, I mean, I like all the videos. They're all great. They're all right. But it's just like now, all right. But they're all like so geared towards one political side, but I just see it in a funny way. Like, I just look at everything as funny because I'm not getting too deep into it. But I mean, definitely bring 45 back, buddy, because I'm tired of paying $3 a gallon. You know what I'm saying? $3 a gallon, my ass, dude. Fuck, I remember the year we graduated was the year Trump became president. I remember, bro, we were paying like $1.45 for gas, $1.46. We could run, dude, I could go get 2 tanks a week and not even break the bank. I mean, 2 tanks a week's not going to break the bank now, but I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not putting that big of a hole in your pocket. I guess what I'm saying is I want the good old days back. Everything was fun, had a great time. Nobody was fighting. Nobody was bitching. Everybody was cool. And exactly, that's what I'm saying. This isn't just for boys. I mean, girls can listen. I'm sure they don't. I guarantee you girls don't listen to this, but if they want to, you're allowed. Please do. Go ahead. I mean, they it's probably for the best that you don't, but if you do, and you see things the way I do, let me know. And yeah, I want everything to go back. Good old days, the good old boys. That's what this is about. Bringing back America and just having fun with your friends, man. Like, life's too short to be worrying about all this shit. And if I can't spend my life doing what I want, obviously you have to work. I'm always going to work, but I'm not right now. So let me get a job. But it's just, I want to be able to hang out with my friends. And maybe I sound like a fucking 15-year-old, like, dream in high school. But as long as I am able to live a life of normalcy and I can just hang out with my friends every once in a while, I think life would be fucking great. Life would be fantastic. You're just hanging out. You all work. It's kind of how it is now. Like, once we all got out of high school, it was just, we all kind of went separate ways a little bit, get established, and then you come back and now you can kick it. Really, just sit back and enjoy the times. You have fun. All the liberals can't do that. You're all fighting. You can't do that. You're just all out here fighting. And I know I said I wasn't trying to go political, but I changed my mind because everybody wants to fight, argue. You got fucking blue hair. You think you're a boy. It's cool. Whatever. Fine. I don't care what you think, but quit trying to fucking force me to to be like, oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Sir? Yeah, sir. Sir. Yeah. My bad. I didn't check, I didn't ask your pronouns first, so my bad. You can just go ahead and criticize me. I might as well just be Hitler of the new age because I didn't ask you for your fucking pronouns. Like, I don't even understand. What is it? What is, like, they, them? I'm not an English major either, but isn't they, them, like, used to describe a group? And aren't you not supposed to group people up? Like, isn't that like, I could just be like, yeah, look at them. And it's all like, it's like a group of different raced people. That's going to sound fucked up. But then I'm like, hey, look at all of them. That's not fucked up when you're all different from me and I know it. I mean, come on. What is up? Like Zippity Zim Zer, like those. Zippity Zim Zer. Like, bro, what the fuck is that? Like, do you identify as Zippity Zim or Zer? And what the fuck is a zippity, or a Zim Zer? Like, I don't even, can we Google this? Can we Google what the fuck is a Zippity Zim Zer? Hold on. I'm gonna Google this because I'm so I'm enamored by this. Like, have you, like, I've seen these TikTok videos where, like, this one girl, and by the way, I don't use TikTok. They come to Instagram weeks later, as I'm told, whatever. I'm an American, don't use TikTok, fuck China. But, like, I've been seeing these videos on Instagram from TikTok that are this girl's whole TikTok is just her explaining different pronouns and how to use them. And, like, let's Google what is Zippity Zim Zer. What is a Zippity Zim Zer? Oh, wait. So zip. That's not real. That's not real. A Zippity Zim Zer is not even a real thing. Okay, my bad, all you fucking pronouners. It's a Zer Zem. So here, let me go. This is by the way, this is on stayhip.com. So, stay woke, stayhip.com. Zer Zim pronouns. The brief Zer and Zim are variations of gender-neutral third-person pronouns. So, have we gone this completely, like, psychotic and just fucking, like, schizophrenic that now we're speaking about ourselves in the third person as it's normal, like an everyday thing? All right, somebody please explain this to me. So, Z, pronounced Z, and its variations Zer, Zim, and Zer, are gender-neutral pronouns that can be used to refer to people who are non-binary, gender fluid, gender queer, sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, trans, and or don't identify with the gender binary. Other variations and tense of these pronouns include zerself, zyrself, and zerself. Z pronouns are often used alongside her pronouns, spelled HIR, with different uses for different tenses and forms, usually Z. Her, hers, herself. Huh. Okay. Well, basically what I just got out of this is that you're all psychotically fucked in the brain. And what is up with this, dude? Like, I learned the English language and nobody is. Let me get this. I guarantee 90% of Americans are not even proficient in English themselves. There's so many words in English that I don't even know. I can't. So these people want to bend the English language. I mean, I'm still confused as I need to know what non-binary gender queer is. Because, oh, is that not a thing? Oh, no, it's just non-binary versus gender queer. So the term gender queer is similar to non-binary but has slightly different meaning. The dictionary defines gender queer as the following. Well, let's take a look. What does it define it as? If you are cisgender, it means you identify with the gender you are assigned to. Oh, okay. I'm cisgender. I'm not he. Yeah, I'm not a he, him. I'm a cisgender. I'm cis. I'm a straight, half white, cisgender male with half privilege, and I abuse it apparently. So, gender queer is denoting or relating to a person who does not subscribe to the conventional gender distinctions but identifies with neither, both, or a combination of male and female genders. Huh. So you're telling me one day I could wake up and I'm just like, oh, man, I'm kind of sad today, dude. Like, I think my pussy's bleeding now. I think I'm just leaking estrogen everywhere. Mom, you got to call me a girl now. I feel like a girl today. So I want you to call me fucking I'm genderqueer today, okay? Like is that what this has come to? Have we gotten this far? Like, I won't even have kids, bro. I'll fucking get a vasectomy without kids if this is what, like, it's either that or homeschool. But I don't want to raise a kid in this, but I think the tide's turning back. I think everybody sees that this is kind of bullshit now, and it's all just, it's insane. Like, there's just no other words for it. Like, all these guys really are right when they're saying that these people are mentally ill. Like, it's for real. And you want to say, I'm not mentally ill, I know. Dude, you think you're a girl and you have a fucking hairy cock and balls. You're a dude. You can't just, that's a mental disorder. It is what it is. You know, be mad all you want. I don't care. But it's a mental disorder and you need help. I don't recommend psychotic, like psychiatric drugs. Try to get some like real therapy, you know, get some real help. And yeah, just please, let's figure this out. Let's get America back to the way it was. If you're gay, you're gay. Cool. If you're lesbian, you're lesbian. That's fine. You're transgender, you're transgender. Perfectly fine. I don't care what you are. As long as you're still a human being like me. But let's just keep it simple, folks. Like, it doesn't need to be this complicated. The world wasn't this complicated 20 years ago. Everything was pretty simple. So, please, all I ask of you, to the LGBTQ plus community, why? can we not just go back? So on to the next thing. I want to get into this. Recently, I've been watching a documentary, which I am not all the way through with because I am high ADHD and it's a very long 3.5 hour documentary about the moon landing called American Moon. And so far, it's pretty good. I'd say I always believed growing up that we definitely landed on the moon. I mean, why would they lie to us? But about 30 minutes into this documentary, and now that I'm older though, like I've kind of looked into it like a tiny bit, like speculation and stuff like this. Like I was starting to kind of go back the other way, like maybe we haven't. And then I watched this documentary 30 minutes in. I'm solely convinced we never went to the moon, dude. Like it didn't happen. There's no reason why that 60 years ago we were able to go to the moon. And mind you, this is during what was dubbed the space race, which for anybody who doesn't know was during the Cold War. We were essentially in a air quotes race with Russia to see who could get people into outer space and on the moon first, basically just travel off the earth. Russia won. Russia got the first person in space. So, they win. But the thing about this is that we had hyped it up so much on throughout the 60s. That it would make sense, especially during the political climate at the time. It definitely makes sense that if we're in a Cold War with Russia, that we would want to make it seem like we got to the moon regardless if we didn't or not. So that way they think that we already did it, and now there's nothing for them to like race about or like, try to advance their technologies real quick. But the moon landing, I'm pretty sure it didn't happen, man. It's just there's too many things that fit and I'm not even all the way through. I'm like an hour and a half through, and I'm pretty convinced we didn't go. There's a lot of good evidence. I didn't write all of it down, but some of the things that really stood out to me were these things called the Van Allen radiation belts, which are essentially two giant invisible radiated belts that exist in outer space around the planet Earth. And the way I perceived it was that they're there to protect Earth from anything that could be potentially deadly from getting to us. And when these were discovered, it was said to be because they sent a rocket to go out and do some like studies to see how far we could get, and they were testing the levels of radiation, and they noticed a weird pattern as they were going through this part of the through space out of orbit from Earth, and they just with the radiation levels, it was just way too high for a human to be able to survive. But then a couple years later, somehow we get through it. It's 1969. We land on the moon, apparently, and it just doesn't make sense that ever since 1969, it is now 2023. We haven't been back to the moon. Like since like the last Apollo mission, we haven't been back to the moon. So, are you trying to tell me that our technology degraded? Like we've lost our technology's gotten shittier since the 60s? Because they didn't even have home computers yet. And now today I'm walking around with a fucking computer in my pocket every day, giving my balls radiation, probably going to give me cancer. But I walk around with it every day. And it's just a little ironic that now, so when they went, they were like, oh, humans, the studies came back, and these alleged studies that they had printed out are the radiation levels of the astronauts, which were all below dangerous levels of radiation to the human body. And now NASA is claiming that we cannot go above low Earth orbit because of these Van Allen radiation belts. But they did it in the 60s? So you're telling me that our radiation technology... So that either means that if we did go, that means they sent these astronauts through this enormous radiation belt that's like thousands and like tens of thousands of miles long. And they knew that they were going to have some adverse, like health effects and just didn't give a fuck, which wouldn't surprise me. The government hasn't given a fuck about the American population for probably 150 years. And yeah, man, it's just crazy to think that we can't go back now. All we can do is low Earth orbit. Like, that's like right outside. That's like not that far away. It is, but it's not. And like, I don't know. The two of I don't know if it was all three. I can't remember the other astronaut. I only remember Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and they went on like a tour to other countries. Like after they came back, and I guess they were talking about their experience and their travel, whatever. And they gave, I believe, Sweden what it was supposed to be, what was told to Sweden. They were told that they were given a piece of a moon rock that the astronauts brought back from the moon. And then years later, the piece of rock was tested and turns out to be petrified wood. It's not even anything from space. It's fucking petrified wood. It's not a moon rock. And the other wild thing is that I can't remember the guy's name who was the head of I think he was just the head of the Apollo missions at the time. But him and then the head of NASA, Werner von Braun, who was also the lead scientist on Hitler's Nazi space program, by the way. Don't forget, NASA was founded by Nazis. But they went on an expedition to Antarctica. And apparently in Antarctica, they have a lot of rocks that are like basically mini meteors and asteroids like from the moon come down and they land there. So they've known this. And the year before we landed on the moon, they went down there and brought back some of these rocks for like studying on what they could possibly find. And then, all of a sudden the next year we go to the moon and bring back rocks. It's just a little suspicious. I can't say for sure. I'm just going off the information that I had gathered myself. And it's just a little weird, man. Why can't we go back? Doesn't make sense. Like, you would think we'd be able to get there quicker now. And the other thing is the whole televising aspect of this thing. Like, it's hard not to look at the video now and be like, that looks really fake, like a movie set. Like, it really does. If you watch the moon landing, and the other thing is NASA had already created a studio to recreate where they would basically land. So because they had sent out they had basically mapped out, they sent this satellite out to like basically get images of the moon's surface and like went all the way around or something like that. And from that, they were able to use their nerd math and science bullshit and fucking basically map out how the moon would be for this landing. And they were able to recreate that for the flight simulators and shit, so that way the astronauts could practice before they go. So it really, in theory, wouldn't be that hard for them to just use that set. I mean, nobody really knew that much about movies, right? By the 60s, like, you've had like good movies for maybe 20 years, maybe. And special effects were shitty back then, but nobody would know. Like, TV was like kind of a newer thing within the last like 10, 15 years, something like that. So I don't know. I meant to ask my grandma about it because I know she was alive when that happened, but she doesn't agree with my theories a lot. So whatever, grandma. But yeah, it's high altitude orbit, or low Earth orbit. Whatever, man. Send us to the moon for real, or just tell us if you really went. I mean, you guys allegedly lost the original film from the moon landing for years, couldn't find it, and then all of a sudden it's too expensive to keep, so you just wipe the film and reuse the film. Going to the moon is literally the single greatest feat for mankind, scientifically or otherwise. I mean, think about it. We left the planet that we've been on for thousands and thousands of years to go to our moon. If this happened, is what I'm saying. Why the fuck would anybody be like, hey, hey, that old footage? Bro, those reels aren't cheap. You're the fucking government. You're the fucking government. What do you mean? They're not cheap. You are getting billions of our American tax dollars every year. You can suck my dick with that fucking, it's too expensive to keep around. What do you mean? Why would you not keep the original footage of the single greatest American, yeah, it's definitely an American feat because we're the best, but single greatest scientific feat for mankind. If we really went, that would be it. Your computers ain't shit. Your cell phones ain't shit. Your electric cars ain't shit. Going to the moon would be the single greatest feat mankind has ever reached. Why would we get rid of the original tape? Even if I understand like transferring that data onto something else and then just keep it away. Give it to a museum. I mean, even though you can't, like, maybe you're not going to watch it, put it in a museum. I still think it'd be kind of cool to go see it. They're like, oh, this is where the film, the original film from the moon landing is. Actually, now that I think about it, I probably would be like, that's fucking stupid. I can't even watch it. It's just sitting there. But I mean, come on. Keep it like it's a great little piece of history for the world in America, So I'll get back to you guys when I finish the rest of the documentary. I'll have a more convincing argument next time. I know I sound like a fucking idiot, but I just watched a documentary a little bit. Not a flat earther though. Those guys are fucking flat earthers, man. I mean, dude, these guys made an entire documentary trying to prove that the earth was flat, and every experiment they did just proved that the earth was not flat. So they just debunked all their own theories by doing experiments and then said, no, we just messed up. No, the earth is flat. Like, what do you... I don't even understand what makes people think that the earth is flat to begin with. Like, I could definitely see way back in the day when, before they discovered America, I guess the colonizers discovered America, I could see them believing that. Like, you don't have the technology nobody's gone that far. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. So I could see people being that fucking dumb back in the day, but then I guess this goes back to my whole NASA's faking a lot of shit theory too, is that, I mean, there's a theory out there that all these like images from satellites that NASA's bringing back of like other planets and shit is just, they're all like CGI created. And I could see that because where's where there's no reference material. You can't be like, oh, this looks like that or that, like this looks, who's to say if it's real or fake? But I hope it's real, man. I want to meet some aliens, dude. But I wonder, would aliens try to fuck us up? Or would they just, do you think they'd be cool? Like, because they might just wonder, like, I think that they're probably just watching us. Like, we're like an ant farm to them. Like, wouldn't it be the wildest thing to find out that our entire universe is built by some alien and we have no idea, and the reason we can't get out is because of them, and we are just like an ant farm to them. They're just seeing what happens and they're like, holy shit, these fucking little apes we got, dude, they got nukes. They're about to blow themselves up. Like, I mean, I know this has been said a lot. I think I probably heard this theory first on probably Rogan or something. But it would just be a wild experience. I think it'd be super cool, but maybe not. I mean, I might be the fucking idiot that's like, the alien's like, yeah, man, I'm cool. And I'm like, hell yeah, you're cool. Like, you want to smoke or something? Like, smoke with an alien? Like, I don't know. But he'd probably just kill me and take me and test me, something. I don't know if they've gotten enough Mexicans on the testing table yet. They could probably see what it, like, the body of like a half white, half Mexican. That's probably interesting to them. I'd donate my body to alien science after I die. Nobody else needs it. I'm gonna get that donor shit taken off of my license, bro. I ain't giving that. I used to think it was a good idea because I'm like, dude, if somebody else needs it, if I die, I mean, they can have it, bro. I want somebody else to get use out of it. But now I'm thinking like the government's probably just taking our organs and selling them to the hospitals for a profit for somebody who needs an organ. Like, that's fucked up. Like, wouldn't it'd be so wild to find out in like 15, 20 years that, like, I don't even know how long, like, ever since I've had a driving license, there's always been the option to be an organ donor, and it's probably been there for a while. I don't know how long, but I mean, it'd be crazy to find out in the future that, like, oh, hey, you guys remember when you guys signed up to be organ donors? Yeah, government's really just been selling those, like, to other countries and shit. Like, what if they're just like selling them to like China? And it'd be insane. But who knows? I guess if they need my I guess I'll be dead. It doesn't really matter, honestly. Like, I don't care who's got my organs at that point. As long as they're buried in America, that's all I care about. Or they're given to an American citizen, no matter what color, race, or religion, because I'm not a bigot. But yeah, America, man, we'll bring her back, dude. I know I keep stressing over it, but I think America will be back. Give it a couple years. I say by the time we're like in our 30s, probably we'll be good. We hit 30. Some of you might be 30 already. I don't know. But, you know, by the time I hit 30, America will be pretty cool again. I think we'll find a common middle ground with all this other shit, and we can all probably get along eventually. We just got to, yeah, I said I wasn't going to talk about this. That's right. So, I'm not. Just know America's number one. I know this is probably shit, but sorry, guys. It's just me today. We get into something. Really? Oh, yeah. All right, we'll get into one more thing. So where did my phone go? Because I know it was on there. Sorry, guys. I need to stop keeping my important stuff that I need for this on my cellular device. I'll just get distracted every time. Where is it? I think I sent it to you. There was a letter I saw. It might not even be that funny to anybody else, but I think it's pretty funny. Apparently Trump sent Nancy Pelosi a letter. Whoops. And the first letter of every sentence on the paper, if you look at the first letter of every word down the line, it says "fuck you, cunt." This is apparently a look at that. You read down the line, it says "fuck you, cunt" from Trump to Pelosi. That's hilarious. That's why we need him back. I mean, I'm gonna be unaffiliated for the 2024 year. I believe I'm gonna go unaffiliated. I think both sides are pretty bad now at this point, but we definitely. I want Trump back, bro. He's so funny. I mean, say what you want. He did good for us. I made I made some good money when he was in office, and life was pretty sweet. I mean, fuck, like life was pretty sweet, man. Oh, we just got out of high school when he first got elected. Man, I had a girlfriend during his presidency. That was cool. Ever since Biden's been in office, I haven't had a girlfriend. So, uh, yeah, it's just, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But we're going to bring America back. I'm sorry, guys. We'll get her back better next week. We'll get her back better next week. Don't worry. This is my first time going solo. So hopefully, yeah, solo squirt. But hopefully I didn't do too bad. So I think we're going to get out of here, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Smash that like and subscribe button. And yeah, follow me on Instagram. And I'm sure we'll have I think I can, well, we'll talk about it later. Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys later. Stay cool. Good old boys out. America first. Fuck China.